Hi, it's Marta, the business healer. Earlier this week, I asked, what if clarity comes from taking the first step, not waiting for the perfect moment? I want to tell you about a step I took in early 2023. This felt like a huge risk. I changed my business name and added healing as a central component of my work. I wasn't really sure it was going to work or that anyone would understand. I knew that healing plus business strategy did work. I'd proven it myself, applying these techniques to myself, to my own business, and my early business results really showed that. I doubled my business in 2 years, the first 2 years, and then I doubled it again in 4 years. And by the time I got to my 5th year, it was time to share this work more publicly. But here's what I had to shed in order to take that first big step. I had to shed the thought that people would see me as weird, that they would not understand the work, or that they would dismiss me as not serious or not professional. I just knew that I couldn't look like everybody else, and that brought up a lot of fear. The thing is, I had the inner calling and I just knew it was time. I felt inspired to share this work because if it had worked for me, it was definitely going to work for other people. But I had to get over my fear of being seen as less than. And I got a very strong message that if I were going to help people, I couldn't hide. By hiding, I was denying people of their own healing and the opportunity to release some of the things that many of my clients have told me that other healing modalities have not been able to get to the heart of, and the results have amplified. So I was being called to fully support leaders and small business owners to help them shed their own fears, because a lot of this work that I did on myself was working through my limiting beliefs and my fears about being financially stable. So everything that I talk about with my clients now, I definitely lived through, and I used these techniques to help me. It worked for me, and that is why I love sharing this work with others. Now I help business owners, professionals shed their limiting beliefs, work through their generational patterns so that they can create and live the lives, the businesses of their dreams. And I couldn't really do that when I was hiding who I really was, which was a healer, somebody who has been deeply invested in healing for many years. But I took the step, I changed my name, I put healing front and center, and I let go of trying to control how people were going to see me or whether or not they were interested in my work. And here's the funny thing that happened. It worked. People showed up, the right people found me, they continue to find me. That happened because I took that leap and I was committed to really showing up in the fullness of who I am, even though it meant that some people, that was not going to be for them. I just had to make peace with it because this work was too important to get hung up in my own narratives about not enoughness. So I showed up as the version of me that was really truly in the work, not the version that I just assumed would be acceptable to others. That's the shift. Clarity didn't come from hoping and wishing and hiding. It came from taking the leap, showing people who I was, and sharing the work that I had quietly built my business on behind the scenes. It came from trusting myself, not waiting for perfect conditions. And it was worth it. And I'm so grateful. I have the best possible clients in the world. So if this lands for you, I'd love to hear about it. Send me a DM, drop a comment, or reply to my email. I'd love to hear what first step you're waiting to take. Bye for now.